Comparatively, it's excellent. At most universities, they sell more parking permits than there are parking stalls. And that's a little known fact, and also students at most universities pay a premium, and faculty staff pay a premium. And parking is part of your tuition here. And last time when we did the parking upgrades, there's enough parking for everybody on campus. It's not always the best parking in terms of convenience. If you park out at, like baseball right now is almost all wide open. So there's plenty of parking out there. It's just about a 100-yard walk. But comparatively, we have better parking than most universities.
We added another 100 stalls, roughly 100 stalls I think it was last August, or last July or August we opened those spots up, the one by softball and baseball. And I think that definitely helped. But now this year I've noticed we're seeing more people back on the street again.
Parking on the street, may have a vehicle coming down Hughes Road, may not see it. And so the parking in a parking lot is always recommended, just because you don't have to enter the street to get out of your vehicle or exit the campus onto the street to get into your vehicle.
Thinking about parking, we've actually added quite a bit of parking over the years, mainly the last couple years. I think it's definitely a lot better than it's been.
I think it's very bad, actually. I think we have a lot more students than parking spots. So I think that we should, expand that.
This year in particular, campus security has been cracking down on illegal parking and fining students for incorrect parking.
It's really hard to think of a good thing to say about our parking.
I think parking on campus is really bad and it sucks because it's hard when you're coming back from somewhere and there's no places to park.
They know that there's not a lot of parking spots, so they still ticket people that make their own.
We have enough parking for everybody. And so right now there's not a plan to add additional. So when you add regular stalls, you have to add a proportion amount of handicap availability.
We need more handicap, especially they have 2 over by Miege and then 2 over by St. Mary Hall. And if you have afternoon classes, those 2 handicap parking spots are always taken. And so when you have more than 2 people who need those parking spots, it's hard to find a parking spot close to a building where you don't have to walk as far.
University of St. Mary is small. It's a family atmosphere, and it's not as spread out. So if a student still has all those same amenities that a university has, whether they're at a big university or a mid-size or a small university, it's the same. It's just concentrated here in our about 200-acre campus. I'd say just arrive a little bit early, be patient, be courteous with those who are, everybody tries to get into spots at the same time, so be courteous. And don't be afraid to go out and take one of the more distant stalls because that'll be less stress on you because you know where you're going. You just go to this, and you'll walk in. It takes a few minutes to walk from the baseball or the softball area, and then you're not stressed out. If you try to go around in circles thinking there's going to be a spot at 8:10 or 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning, you'll end up you'll start your day with stress, and you don't need that. Just go out to one of the areas, get a nice walk in. If it's raining and stuff, I understand, but certainly the exterior lots that we have available to our entire community offer plenty of parking, and it's less stress as well.
I've had to start coming about 15 minutes early to class when I would not have had to do that beforehand.
I also kind of laugh because if you think about KU or a large university, to walk from Miege over to here is not a terrible thing at all. I think when people say there's not a lot of parking, it's that it's not convenient.
During the evenings, there's plenty of parking that's close to campus.
So I think, say last year, the parking wasn't as bad. There were more parking available, but now that there are more commuters and there are more students, it's gotten worse. I always thought it was bad in the first place.
I've also heard that some people choose to park on Hughes Road. They want to because they just feel they'd rather just not fight the traffic. They just want to get on and get off campus. So sometimes I think people want to park on the street. They just want to, do that and get off campus quick or something.
It is very poor because sometimes I have to park all the way out there, like where the baseball players have to park, or like on the street, and that's really unfortunate.
Make the parking lot bigger.
And God's not going to provide parking places for us.
It's about $1,500 per spot when you build a parking lot. And that's with the groundwork, the asphalt, you got to plant grass afterwards. So all in, you're at about $1,500 per spot.
I also am kind of with our environmentalists that I don't want more asphalt put down, but maybe a parking garage. But that's terribly expensive and very, very ugly. So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do.
The parking garage would be a $5 million project if you really wanted to add a bunch of spots. So it was basically $1,500 to go on the ground. I think it was like $13,500 or somewhere in that ballpark for every stall you go up.
I'm going both ways on it. I don't want more places. I don't want to take more land, but I know we have to.